It's Friday, October 3rd, 2013. I'm Nikki Gordon-Bloomfield, and this is episode number 2 of T.E.N, Transport Evolved News for the week beginning September 30th, 2013. After record-breaking sales during the month of August, September's plug-in sales totals were a little less upbeat, with both the Nissan Leaf and the Chevrolet Volt experiencing a month-on-month drop in sales. Chevrolet reported a US sales figure total of 1,776 Volts, down from the August high of 3,351. Meanwhile, Nissan sold 1,953 cars in the month, down from 2,420 in August. In keeping with its usual refusal to participate in the age-old Auto Industry Act of reporting monthly sales, however, Tesla Motors hasn't detailed any sales figures for the month. But with cars now heading to Europe, it's clear that Tesla output remains as high as ever. Even with the sales slump in September, however, total EV sales remain several percent higher than they were last year, proving that EVs are just getting more and more popular and more people are buying them. Good news all round. Celebrations for last weekend's third annual International Plug-in Day were the best yet, says Plug-in America, with more than double of the attendees of previous years. With over 100 host cities across the world, plug-in fans gathered in everything from torrential rain to beautiful sunny skies to celebrate the benefits of dumping the pump. Plug-in America estimates that 40 to 50,000 people took part this year, with Silicon Valley Plug-in Day celebrations, one of the largest in the US, numbering some 2,000 attendees and 300 cars from more than 20 different automakers. If you took part and have videos, photographs or stories to share with us and you'd like to send them to us, you can do so by emailing show@transportevolved.com and we might feature you on Sunday's show. Japanese automaker Mitsubishi has had a tough year. Not only has it struggled to sell its electric car against tough competition from the likes of Nissan and Chevy, but a few fires in its Outlander Plug-in Hybrid crossover SUV prompted a halt in production for nearly 6 months while the cause was discovered. With the problem now traced back to poor manufacturing practice, Mitsubishi has resolved the issue and restarted production. But with a backlog of an estimated 18,000 orders in its native market of Japan, it can't get enough battery packs to fulfill the backlog and launch the Outlander PHEV in the US this year as originally planned. The only solution? To delay the US debut of this important car until 2015. But considering Mitsubishi only sold 10 all-electric I's during the month of September in the US, we're doubtful this latest setback will do Mitsubishi any good or its grasp on the marketplace. In related news, however, Mitsubishi has at least done something useful with all those unsold I's. Earlier this year, 4 municipalities supposedly agreed to lease 50 of the little all-electric I's for their fleets in California. At the time, the deal which prompted them to make the switch was described as Mitsubishi as being highly favourable, but as Inside EVs reports this week, highly favourable means the cities won't have to pay a dime to those shiny new EVs until the 3rd year of their lease. A lease deal where you don't have to pay any money down or pay anything for 2 years? That's a big incentive for anyone to dump the pump. The internet and the electric car world was rocked on Wednesday when footage of a blazing Tesla Model S made the rounds on YouTube. Apparently, the car, which was driving along State Route 167 South in Seattle, Washington, hit some form of metallic debris and was forced to safely pull over at the next exit. At the bottom of the off-ramp, with the driver safely exited from the vehicle, a fire started somewhere in the front battery pack as a direct result of the collision. In an official statement, which we'll read below, Tesla explains what happens and the cause of the accident. On Tuesday, a Model S collided with a large metallic object in the middle of the road, causing significant damage to the vehicle. The car's alert system signalled a problem and instructed the driver to pull over safely, which he did. No one was injured and the sole occupant had sufficient time to exit the vehicle safely and call the authorities. Subsequently, a fire caused by the substantial damage sustained during the collision was contained to the front of the vehicle thanks to the design and construction of the vehicle and battery pack. All indications are that the fire never entered the interior cabin of the car. It was extinguished on site by the fire department. The fire was caused by the direct impact of a large metallic object from one of the 16 modules within the Model S battery pack. Because each module within the battery pack is by design isolated by fire barriers to limit any potential damage, the fire in the battery pack was contained to a small section in the front of the vehicle. Here at Transport Evolved, we're confident that Tesla's analysis is correct and think it's worth remembering that any form of densely stored energy can explode or ignite under the right situation. That's just basic physics. But will the news outlets known for sensationalist reporting remember that too? We really doubt it, so strap yourself in for another round of anti-EV news stories. In happier related news, however, Norwegians can't get enough of the Model S. During September, 616 Model S cars were sold across Norway, springboarding the Model S to the top of the sales charts, not just for electric cars, but for all cars. That gives the Californian automaker a 5.1% share in total new car sales in Norway last month. Gratulerer à Tesla. That's congratulations in Norwegian apparently, although my pronunciation might be a little off. Now, Tesla might be enjoying European sales success, but another US export from just outside the Bay Area is leaving the UK for good. Enter Zero Motorcycles, or rather, Exit Zero Motorcycles, the Santa Cruz firm which made its name for producing competition-winning electric motocross bikes. Citing poor sales figures and a lack of support from the UK government, electric motorcycles aren't eligible for any purchase grants like electric cars are in the UK, Zero abruptly ceased sales in the UK on October 1st. As a biker myself, I'm thoroughly gutted. I spent a week with the 2013 Zero S sometime earlier this year, and I fell in love with its big bike looks, grown-up riding position and torquey 40 kilowatt electric motor. The first model year to feel like a real motorcycle, the Zero S and Zero DS's departure from the UK is a major loss to the EV industry. There hasn't been a week recently when we haven't heard a story about some form or other of autonomous car, and this week is no exception. Hot on the heels of getting its first license plate for an automated Leaf on the roads of Japan last week, Nissan has released footage of Renault-Nissan CEO Carlos Ghosn getting a first-hand go at being behind the wheel of a fully autonomous car. As you'd expect, Mr. Ghosn was enthusiastic about the technology, calling it a major improvement over previous generations of Nissan autonomous cars he'd experienced. But perhaps the biggest piece of news to come out of Mr. Ghosn's experience is that Nissan might be bringing an autonomous Leaf or other car to the market sooner than Nissan's original 2020 deadline. Citing tough competition from rival firms, Mr. Ghosn highlighted the need for Nissan to be at the forefront of self-driving technology and promised that Nissan's first autonomous car would be on the market by 2020 at the very latest. After years of saying hydrogen is the way to go, Kia has quietly confirmed that the all-new 2014 Soul will be available in the US next year as an electric car. Although we know it will look almost identical to its gasoline sibling, Kia hasn't released any details of the 2014 Soul EV yet. That, it promises, will happen at a major upcoming auto show, which we think translates to the 2013 LA Auto Show. What we do know, however, from spy shots and in the wild sightings, is that the Soul EV will feature the same twin charging arrangement as the Nissan Leaf, with both a J1772 socket and a CHAdeMO quick charge port up front for added versatility. Range, acceleration and price are still unknown, although in order to be truly competitive, Kia will have to shoot for a 100+ mile range, decent acceleration and a price point somewhere between the Nissan Leaf and the Toyota RAV4 EV to make decent sales. As to availability, well, Kia says it will only be available in select markets, making us wonder if this is yet another limited production California-only compliance car. What we do know, however, is that the Kia Soul EV has been spotted testing in Europe, which does at least give some hope that we'll see it on this side of the pond in some form or other sometime soon. When Nissan started production of the 2013 Leaf in America last year, it made a big song and dance about how the all-electric hatch would be made in the US for US customers. But some buyers have noticed that their window sticker on their new Leafs say the car is only 15% American, the rest is made overseas. Confused? Well, so are we, but as John Volker of Green Car Reports explains, there is a good explanation. It turns out the earliest 2013 Leafs, while built at Nissan's Smyrna facility in Tennessee, contain a high number of parts manufactured by Nissan in Japan or imported from Nissan's Japanese supply chain. But as Nissan says, the US-made 2014 Leafs will contain a great deal more US-made content, making the car more American than ever before. That's it for this week. Don't forget to join us next week for another episode of T.E.N. In the meantime, don't forget to visit www.transportevolved.com for all the EV news that's fit to print, subscribe to our channel and other shows on YouTube, and join us live on Sunday when we'll be discussing these stories and others on Transport Evolved. I'm Nikki Gordon-Bloomfield, and until next time, stay juiced up. we're nearly done. Yeah. A giant Nissan Leaf!